Good morning, you must be David. Welcome to Johnson & Johnson. I'm Sarah Chen, the Senior Finance Manager for this region.
Good morning, Miss Chen. It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for having me.
The pleasure is ours. Please, have a seat. Did you have any trouble finding us?
None at all, thank you. The directions were very clear.
Excellent. Well, as you know, we're here today to discuss the accounts officer position on our team. This is a key role that supports our financial operations, ensuring accuracy and compliance, which is crucial to our credo and our mission of caring for the world. The interview will last about 45 to 60 minutes, and I'll be asking you a series of questions about your experience, skills, and approach to work. Please feel free to ask me questions at the end. Does that sound good?
Yes, that sounds perfect.
Great. Let's begin. To start us off, could you please tell me a little about yourself?
Thank you for the opportunity. I am a dedicated accounts professional with over 5 years of experience in full-cycle accounting. I hold a degree in accounting and am proficient in systems like SAP and Oracle. In my previous role at Procter & Gamble, I was responsible for managing accounts payable and receivable, performing monthly reconciliations, and assisting with month-end close processes. I was often recognized for my accuracy and my ability to meet tight deadlines. I'm particularly drawn to Johnson & Johnson because of its reputation for excellence and integrity, and I believe my skills in maintaining precise financial records would allow me to contribute effectively to your team.
Why do you want to be an accounts officer?
I've always been drawn to roles that require precision and responsibility. As an accounts officer, the work directly impacts the financial health of the company. I enjoy the process of ensuring every number is correct and every transaction is properly recorded. I find it very rewarding to provide accurate data that helps teams make good business decisions. I'm a detail-oriented person who works well under pressure, and this role plays to those strengths.
Why do you want to work for Johnson & Johnson specifically?
Johnson & Johnson's credo was a significant factor for me. The principle of putting patients and families first shows a level of integrity that I deeply respect and want to be a part of. Beyond that, J&J is known for its financial stability and commitment to innovation, not just in products but in its business practices. I've read about your adoption of advanced financial systems and commitment to employee development. I want to build a long-term career where my work has a purpose, and I believe J&J is the ideal place for that.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I see myself as a senior-level, expert accounts officer within Johnson & Johnson, having mastered the systems and processes here. I hope to have taken on more complex responsibilities, perhaps specializing in a specific area like intercompany accounting or compliance. I am also very interested in the possibility of mentoring new team members. My primary goal is to become an indispensable asset to this finance department and to grow with the company.
This role requires high attention to detail. Can you describe a time when your attention to detail prevented a significant error?
Certainly. In my last role, I was preparing a large batch of vendor payments. During my final review, I noticed a discrepancy of one digit in the bank account number for a major supplier. The invoice amount was over $50,000. Because our process required a double check before final approval, I caught it. I immediately flagged it to my manager and held the payment until we could confirm the correct details directly with the supplier. This prevented a major financial loss and a lot of administrative hassle to recover the funds.
Describe a time you had to work under a very tight deadline.
At my previous company, our senior accountant left suddenly right before the month-end close. I was asked to take on the reconciliation tasks in addition to my own to ensure we met our corporate reporting deadline. I prioritized the most critical tasks, created a detailed schedule, and worked extra hours for 3 days to ensure everything was completed accurately and on time. We successfully closed the books without any delays, which was praised by the regional controller.
How do you handle a situation where you discover a mistake you made a week ago?
My first step is to take ownership immediately. I would not try to hide it. I would assess the impact of the error to understand who or what it affects. Then, I would bring it to my manager's attention, explain what happened, and present a plan to correct it. For example, if I posted an invoice to the wrong GL code, I would prepare the correct journal entry and explain the adjustment needed. The key is transparency and a focus on solving the problem quickly.
Tell me about a time you had to explain a complex financial process to someone without a finance background.
I once had to explain the expense reimbursement process to a large group of new sales hires. I avoided accounting jargon entirely. I used simple analogies, comparing it to keeping a receipt for a personal purchase you need to return. I created a very clear, step-by-step guide with screenshots and held a short Q&A session. Afterwards, the number of incorrectly filed expense reports dropped significantly.
How proficient are you with ERP systems? Specifically, have you used SAP?
I have advanced proficiency in SAP, which I used daily for 2 years. I'm experienced in modules like FI for general ledger accounting and for matching purchase orders to invoices. I'm also very comfortable with Oracle NetSuite and Microsoft Dynamics. I am a quick learner and would be eager to get up to speed on any specific systems used by your team.
Describe your experience with the accounts payable process.
My experience is comprehensive. It starts with receiving and verifying invoices against purchase orders and goods received notes. I then code them to the correct general ledger accounts, obtain necessary approvals, and process them for payment within agreed terms to take advantage of early payment discounts. I also regularly reconcile vendor statements and resolve any discrepancies.
And what about accounts receivable?
I have managed the full cycle of Arkansas, generating accurate and timely customer invoices, applying cash receipts to the correct customer accounts, and diligently following up on overdue payments. I believe in maintaining professional and respectful communication with clients to resolve payment issues while preserving a positive business relationship.
How do you prioritize your tasks when everything seems urgent?
I first identify true deadlines versus perceived urgency. I communicate with my manager to confirm priorities. Then, I use a simple but effective system. I list all tasks and categorize them based on importance and deadline. Tasks critical for a financial close, like reconciliations, always come first. Daily operational tasks like processing urgent payments are next. I also use calendar reminders to keep myself on track.
This role requires flexibility. Can you give an example of when you had to adapt to a sudden change at work?
Absolutely. Our company once underwent a sudden acquisition, and we had to migrate all our financial data to the parent company's new system within a month. This was a huge change from our old process. I volunteered to train on the new software first. I then helped train my colleagues and developed a quick reference sheet to ease the transition, all while managing my daily workload. I see change as an opportunity to learn.
What do you think are the most important qualities for a successful accounts officer?
I believe the top 3 are integrity, because we are custodians of company funds, meticulous attention to detail, to ensure complete accuracy, and strong communication skills, as we have to interact with vendors, clients, and internal teams every day.
How do you ensure your accounting knowledge stays up to date?
I am committed to continuous learning. I subscribe to newsletters from accounting bodies like the AICPA and follow updates on platforms like LinkedIn. I also recently completed an online course on the latest changes in tax compliance for corporations. I believe staying current is part of being a professional.
Describe a time you had to work as part of a team to achieve a common goal.
For our annual audit, it's an all-hands-on-deck effort. I was part of a team responsible for pulling all requested documentation for the auditors. We created a shared tracker to assign tasks and track progress. I took the initiative to organize the digital files in a logical way that made it easy for the auditors to find what they needed, which helped the audit proceed very smoothly.
Where do you typically find motivation in your work?
I am motivated by mastery and purpose. I get great satisfaction from knowing my work is accurate and complete, that the books balance perfectly. On a larger scale, especially in a company like J&J, knowing that my contribution to financial integrity supports the development of life-saving products would be a tremendous motivator.
How do you handle confidential information?
I treat all financial and employee information with the utmost confidentiality. I follow all company protocols strictly, never leaving sensitive documents on my desk, using password-protected files, and only discussing confidential matters with authorized personnel. I understand that trust is fundamental in this role.
Tell me about a process you improved in your last role.
I noticed our vendor query process was inefficient, with emails going to a generic inbox that everyone monitored. I proposed and helped implement a shared ticketing system. This allowed us to assign queries, track response times, and ensure nothing was missed. It reduced duplicate work and improved our response time by about 30%.
What is your approach to dealing with an irate vendor who is calling about a late payment?
First, I would listen calmly and let them explain their frustration without interruption. I would apologize for the inconvenience, even if the issue isn't my fault, to de-escalate the situation. Then, I would investigate the payment status immediately. If it was our error, I would apologize sincerely, explain what happened, and give them a precise timeline for payment. If it was due to a missing invoice on their end, I would politely guide them on how to resolve it. The goal is to be professional, empathetic, and solution-oriented.
What are your strengths?
My greatest strengths are my reliability and my eye for detail. My managers have always been able to count on me to deliver accurate work by the deadline. I am also very organized, which helps me manage high volumes of transactions without letting things slip through the cracks.
And what is one area you are working to improve?
I sometimes can be too focused on getting the details perfect. I've learned that while accuracy is paramount, sometimes a task requires a 95% solution quickly rather than a 100% solution that takes too long. I am working on better gauging the required level of detail for different tasks to optimize my efficiency.
How do you handle feedback?
I see feedback as an essential tool for growth. I actively seek it out from my managers and peers. For instance, after completing a major project, I'll ask what went well and what could be improved for next time. I then take that feedback and create a concrete plan to implement it.
What software are you most comfortable with?
I am highly proficient in Microsoft Excel. I use pivot tables, VLOOKUPs, and complex formulas regularly to analyze data and create reports. As I mentioned, I have deep experience with SAP and other ERPs. I'm confident I can adapt to any platform Johnson & Johnson uses.
Describe your experience with bank reconciliations.
I perform bank reconciliations monthly as a core part of my duties. This involves meticulously comparing our internal cash records against the bank statement, identifying any differences such as outstanding checks or deposits in transit, and investigating and resolving any discrepancies immediately. I document everything clearly for the audit trail.
Why should we hire you over other candidates?
You should hire me because I offer a proven track record of accuracy, reliability, and a strong ethical foundation that aligns perfectly with Johnson & Johnson's credo. I'm not just looking for any job. I'm looking to build a career here. I am a collaborative team player who is eager to learn your systems, support my colleagues, and contribute to the financial health of this world-class organization from day one.
What questions do you have for me about the role or the team?
Can you describe the culture of the finance team here? What are the biggest challenges the person in this role will face in the first 3 months? What are the opportunities for professional development or further training? How does the team measure success for this position?
Of course. Team culture, collaborative, supportive, and built on a foundation of high integrity and precision. We mentor heavily and have a no-blame culture focused on solutions. Initial challenge, the scale and complexity. Mastering our specific global processes and high-volume systems will be the steepest part of the learning curve. Development, strongly supported. We offer access to training platforms and financial support for relevant certifications, CPA and CMA, to help you advance into senior or specialized roles. Success metrics. We measure it through quantitative metrics like accuracy in meeting deadlines, and qualitative ones like proactivity, teamwork, and embodying our company values. I hope that gives you a clearer picture. What are your salary expectations?
Based on my research on similar accounts officer roles in this area, and considering my experience and qualifications, I am seeking a salary in the range of $50,000 to $60,000. However, I am very flexible, and my primary focus is on the overall opportunity and benefits package at a renowned company like Johnson & Johnson.
Finally, is there anything else you'd like us to know that we haven't covered?
I'd just like to reiterate my strong enthusiasm for this opportunity. I've been incredibly impressed with everything I've learned about Johnson & Johnson today, and I am confident that my skills in accounting and my dedication to accuracy would make me a valuable asset to your team. Thank you again for your time.
David, thank you. Those are all the questions I have. You've provided very thorough and thoughtful answers.
Thank you, Miss Chen. It was a pleasure to learn more about the role in your team.
Likewise. Our next step is to conduct a second round of interviews with the broader team. You can expect to hear from HR and our team by the end of next week regarding our decision. Do you have any final questions for me?
No, that's all for now. You've been very helpful.
Wonderful. It was a pleasure to meet you, David. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, you too. Goodbye.